I was born in St. Thomas, Ontario. My uncle was a doctor, and he delivered all of my brother, my sister, and myself. And let's see, my parents we moved around a lot when we were young. My father was working with the Ontario hospitals, and every time a new one opened up, he'd apply for a promotion and move to the next locale. So we moved all over Southern Ontario and North Bay for a while, and then back to Owen Sound, which is where we really were started. So that's where we were. Spent all of my, I guess, years from grade 4 on till I went to university in Chatsworth, a small town of about 400, just south of Owen Sound. One of those neat towns where you knew everybody. But the high school was back and forth on the bus every day and that type of thing. Went to University of Toronto and got a degree in biology, but did not work in the field. I got a job with the federal government and worked for unemployment insurance for 30 years as a federal civil servant. The part that I did have some jobs early on with dealing with nature and botany and all that type of things, and I certainly have a passion for that area as well. So I joined naturalist clubs, and I've been an avid bird watcher since those early days. My wife and I have been married for, she said 34 years, so I'll take her word for it. I guess I have to do the math. Almost 34 years. I have a son who's 32 living in Charlottetown, and a son who is going to be 30 in Belleville, and a daughter who is 27 and lives in Ottawa. No grandchildren, no prospects of any at this point in time, but that's the way it is. So they seem to be happy and getting along, which is, I think we've done a little bit good along the way. They're independent, which is a really nice thing. When I started working with the federal government, I had no ambition. I didn't know what I wanted. I was just happy to get a job. And especially at that point in time, jobs were scarce, and it was just nice to get permanent employment. But as things went by, you start to look at things like pension when I retire and that type of thing. So I was quite happy and proud, I guess, to get to the managerial level with our organization, and became a regional manager of unemployment insurance for about the last 12 or 13 years that I worked there, and met a lot of really nice people, and hopefully did a lot of good over that period of time. I think I contributed to the organization. So that was probably the biggest thing. We did a lot of things in relation to that work. I mean, we as in a management team, because nobody works in isolation, in terms of moving the organization from what it was in the 80s and early 90s to a much more modern, computerized, and hopefully more efficient organization. So that's probably it.